Well, France 24's James Andre is currently in the French Basque country, right near the Spanish border. James, you spent some time on the border. What exactly is the situation right now where you are?
Well, the situation, Haxi, is that the border here is indeed closed. Now, this is pretty much the only bridge you can cross at the moment to go from France on this side to Spain on that side. And as you can see, there are Spanish policemen here. They are controlling people's papers because there are three reasons why you're allowed to cross this border. One is for work, and there are a lot of people who work in Spain and live in France. There are also people who are going to hospitals or for medical care. That's another reason you're allowed to cross the border. And the third one is imperative family reasons. Now, any other reason is not allowed, and people are not, for example, allowed to cross borders to shop, for example. Now, yesterday we did drive along this border on the Spanish side, and we saw that, for example, there are many shops selling alcohol and cigarettes because they're a lot cheaper on the Spanish side. Well, most of these shops are closed, 70% of them. And we spoke to one of the shop owners, and he was telling us that he only has about 5% of his usual customers. So, of course, there's a lot of damage that's been done to economy, but also to families. We are here in the Basque country, and indeed, well, families are spread over this border, which has disappeared basically since 1995. There were no controls at this border at all for years, and they were only reinstated on the 15th of March. And of course, for people, it's difficult to not be able to just drive across the border and go and have lunch with relatives, for example. Well, that's not going to be allowed for the moment, though a lot of people here obviously are hoping that these restrictions are lifted soon.
And James, when exactly are we expecting this border to reopen?
That isn't completely clear. The Spanish authorities are talking about the 1st of July. Now, there was a hiccup recently, last week. Basically, the Minister of Tourism said that the borders would reopen on the 22nd of June in order to facilitate business as far as tourism is concerned. But then the government stepped in and said, no, it won't be the 22nd of June. It will be on the 1st of July. The state of emergency is due to be lifted in Spain on the 21st. But now the European Union is stepping in. The Commission has asked the member states, the member of the Schengen Treaty, to reopen their interior borders by the 15th of June. And they are threatening pressure if that does not happen. Now, will Spain comply or not? That's unclear. But what's for sure is that the Spanish, of course, have been very shaken by the lockdown. They've had one of the harshest lockdowns in Europe. And what they don't want to see, of course, is a second wave.
James Andre in Hendaye on the Spanish border. Thank you very much.